Okay, so last class we discussed about target load plan, the target load plan feature, and also the indirect file loading, how we can load the files if we have huge number of source files. Instead of creating source for each of those, how can we do it with the single source using the indirect file load method that we discussed. So in today's class we will discuss two more important topics. One is reusable transformation and another one is called as maplets. So very easy topics, so I don't think today it will get extended more than an hour. We'll be able to complete within an hour. So tomorrow's discussion will be quite lengthy, but today it will be quite shorter one. um, okay, let's start. So till now guys, in my power center designer, if you see these icons, source analyzer, these are the workspace where we do our actual coding. So till now we have seen the source analyzer, right, where we can create our sources. Either we can create it manually or we can import the sources from a database or a file. So that we did it in our source analyzer. So basically if I want to create any sources or modify the ports or the data types of the existing sources or add any ports, I will come to my source analyzer, I will drag and drop my respective source and I will change it. Or if I want to create a new one, I will do it import from file or database or create it manually. So basically to modify or to create a new source, we use the source analyzer. Similarly, we have used the target designer to modify or create a new target. And we have seen about mapping designer where we created our mappings, our to implement our business requirement, where we utilized our sources, targets, and the group of transformations. So we are left out with these two workspace here. One is my transformation developer and another one is maplet designer. So today we will cover these two topics. So with this we will cover all the workspace what we have in our power center designer. So coming to first of all, before going to this transformation developer, so this transformation developer workspace is something related to reusable transformations. If I want to create or modify any existing reusable transformations, then I can do it in this transformation developer workspace. Then what is reusable transformation? So let's try to understand what is reusable transformation and how to create it. So we'll take a simple example to understand what it is. Uh, okay, I'll take this mapping. So I'll take my source, that is my EMP table. Which has the employee details. So we'll take this table as our source. Okay, so and I will load it to my target table, my EMP target. So even that is there. So okay, so I have modified my employee tables and added some ports and all in my target. Sorry, in my target table it is modified. So we'll try to re-import the target and then use it. Okay, so I'll just go to my target and re-import the targets here. And I will re-import my another target that is for department also, which loads the department data. Okay, these two will be using now, so I'm just re-importing them. Department target. Okay, so I will take my employee target here, my EMP, my target March 2020. Fine. So assume the requirement was to load the data from the employee table to the target table. So what we do, we take the source and we take the target and we link the columns. So this is what we'll do, right? Then in addition, what they want is, so in addition to adding the employee details, they also need the mapping name, workflow name, and the session name, which is loading this data to the table. So I have created those columns in my target table. So apart from the source columns, so I have created something called mapping name and workflow name and session name. So we'll try to load the respective mapping and workflow and session, which is loading the data to my target table, so that it will be used for my audit purpose. So this we have already discussed. So how we do it? We can do it using an expression transformation, right? So I'll take a expression transformation here. So what I can do is, just to make this expression transformation valid, I'll take the employee name to this and I'll create some ports here. Okay. So I will make this as output ports. So how we can get the workflow name, mapping name, session name? We can use the built-in variables. So I'll go to the expression, I'll go to variables here, I'll go to built-in. For workflow name, I'll select the built-in variable, that is PM workflow name. So this built-in variable will hold the workflow which is loading the data, right? So similarly I'll get the mapping name and session names also. This we have done it already when we discussed about expression transformation. So the same thing I'm doing here. So done. Now I'll link these ports to my target, mapping name, workflow name, and session name. Done. So if I want to load this data, test it, so I can run my workflow. I'll go to my workflow manager. Okay, this is my session. I'll refresh it. So I'll say truncate before loading. I'll say apply. Okay. I'll run it. So 15 records taken from source and loaded to target. If I go and check my target, so now it should have the mapping name, workflow name, and session name. So this, they might use it for a audit purpose. Now assume like they have one more. So this is for, this mapping was for loading the employee data. So there might be some additional data formatting or any other logic, which if it's so, we will add it in our we'll add it in this flow. So as of now, I have kept it very simple. So I'm taking whatever data coming from source and loading to target. In additionally, I am adding the audit workflow names, mapping name, and session. Okay. Similarly, assume there is one more requirement to load the department table also, to get the data from the department table. Okay, and load it to the department target table. So even when loading the data to department target table, so they also want to get the workflow name, session name, and mapping name. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll go and use another mapping. Okay. So let's take another mapping here. So let me delete the existing ones. Okay. So in this mapping, I will create the source for the department and the target for the department target info, to load target is department target here. I link all the ports. So left out is what I need you can ignore the other ports. So we need workflow name, session name, and mapping name also for department table also. So even I need to know which workflow has loaded this and which mapping has loaded the department data. So again, what I'll be doing, so I'll be creating a expression to get it. Same thing what we did earlier, right? So I'll take any one of the input ports. Then again here I'll create the workflow name, session name, mapping name ports. Same thing again, I'll get the info from the built-in variables. Okay, so then I'll link this to my target. So even this is done. So if I want to run it, if it's part of the same workflow, I'll link it. If it's a new workflow, in that workflow, I will run that. So right now I'm keeping it in my same workflow only. So here also I'll truncate the data before loading in my target. So if I run both of this, so my department also ran. So if I go and check the target table, even here I got the mapping name and session name, workflow name, and even in my employee table. So if you observe, so I had two tables which I wanted to load it to my target. So I used the expression transformation and I have used the same code in both of my mappings. Expression transformation, I have used the same code here to get the workflow name, mapping name, and session name. So something, it's like I'm repetitively using the same code again and again. So assume like you in your project you are supposed to load some around 50 tables. Similarly, like this employee department, there are other tables which you want to load it, and each of the tables should be loaded with this mapping name, workflow name, and session name. Okay, that means there is a common logic. Okay, instead of creating which can be achieved using a single transformation and which is repetitive. Okay, if there is a repetitive logic which can be achieved using a single single transformation, not expression, single transformation, whatever transformation it can be. If it is a repetitive, so instead of writing the same code again and again within in different mappings or within the same mappings also, I can make that particular transformation as a reusable, so that I can write the code only once and I reuse it as many times as I want. Okay, this is where reusable transformations comes into picture. Okay, if I want to reuse the code, so I can do it using my reusable transformation. So let's see how we can create reusable transformations then. So this I don't want to create the same expression and add the same logic in each of the mappings, in all my 50 mappings where I am loading all 50 tables. So what I'll use a reusable transformation concept in Informatica for this. So then how can I create reusable transformations? Two types. I can create reusable transformations in two ways. One is I can make any existing transformations into reusable. You assume like you have created a mapping and you have developed a you created a transformation already, and now that transformation you want to create, convert it into a reusable. So two ways to make reusable transformation. One is converting the existing transformation into reusable. Second is freshly creating a reusable transformation. So in my case, if you see here, so this is the transformation which I have already created. So I want to convert this into a reusable. I know the code, whatever is there in this expression transformation is something kind of a repetitive, which I want to make it reusable. So basically I want to convert this existing transformation into a reusable. How can I do it? You can, if you double click on any of your transformation, in my case it is expression, you can see this property in your transformation tab, make reusable. If you enable this property, this transformation will get converted from non-reusable to reusable. So whatever transformations you create in your mapping will be non-reusable. If you want to convert the transformations from non-reusable to reusable, you can just open the transformations and you can click this property, make reusable. When I click on this property, make reusable, the transformation will be converted from non-reusable to reusable. So if I click this one, so it will say, give me a alert message saying converting the current transformation into a reusable transformation, and it is not reversible. Do you want to continue? That means if I want to make a non-reusable transformation into a reusable, I can enable this property. Once it is enabled, it will be converted. Once it is converted into a reusable transformation, I cannot revert that action back. I cannot convert that reusable transformation back to non-reusable. That's what it is saying here. If I click on this, it says converting current transformation into a reusable and it is not reversible. So if you are sure, you can click yes. So I'll just click on yes now. I'll apply. So now this transformation becomes a reusable transformation. So all my reusable transformations, I can, like this, I can make any of my transformations as reusable. So those reusable transformations will be listed down in this transformations folder. Till now it was empty. Now I can see this reusable transformation expression transformation came here because I converted it into a reusable transformation. Now, once the transformations are made as reusable, those transformations I cannot edit in my mapping level. If I, so now I have converted this transformation into reusable. If I double click and go to port, see, everything is disabled now. I can't edit anything here, right? So that means I cannot edit the reusable transformations in mapping level, because this transformation, since it's a reusable, it can be used by many of the mappings. So I can't change it in any specific mappings here. So once the transformations are converted into reusable, they can't be edited in the mapping level. So it is non-editable here. Only thing is I can change my tracing level for log purpose. Apart from that, nothing can be edited. I can't add a port or change the port or something. Okay. Then, so if I go to my another mapping where I have used the same expression, see, even that has been converted to a reusable. Okay. No. Okay. So in my second mapping, whatever mapping I have created, it is still my non-reusable. So I converted the first mapping expression into a reusable. So what I'll do in my second mapping and all, I won't use this. I won't write the code again, the same code again and again. So now I have a transformation which I have made it as reusable. So the same code, if I want to use it, what I'll do, I'll just go to my transformations tab, use that particular reusable transformation and drag and drop here. Okay, in my other mapping. So I'll create it only once and I can reuse it as many times I want. So now I will take one port to here, same thing. And from here, I can take the all workflow name, session name, and mapping names to my target. So like this, if I have some 100 mappings where I am loading the data to from source to target, and I want to capture the workflow name, mapping name, session name, in every mapping, I won't create this expression transformation and add the ports and all. So since it's a common logic, I have created that logic in my reusable transformation, and that I can just drag and drop and use it as many times I want in n number of mappings. Okay, now so it is the same things. So I have converted. So this is how you can convert an existing transformation into a reusable transformation just by double clicking on your transformation and enabling that make reusable option. Okay, now if you see, since it is converted to reusable, it says expression, it is reusable. You cannot convert it back to non-reusable. So, and I told that this reusable transformations I cannot edit in my mapping level, right? So then where I can edit it? Assume like in future they came up with some changes where I need to change my reusable transformation. So till now I was loading only the mapping name, workflow name, and session name. So additionally, in future they will ask you to load the system date also, the day when you loaded the data. Okay, so basically I want to edit my reusable transformation to capture the system date also. So where I can do it then? So I can't change it in my expressions. So here everything is non-editable, so I can't change it. So you can change your reusable transformations in your transformation developer workspace. This is where your transformation developer workspace will be used. To either from this transformation developer, you can create a new reusable transformation or edit any existing reusable transformations. So what I'll do, I'll take this reusable transformation expression into my transformation developer. Here, if you see in the transformation developer, I have this edit, it is in editable mode. In the transformation developer, the reusable transformations are in editable mode. So now what I'll do, I'll create one more field here saying creation date. Okay, I'll make it as date time of date time. Again, I'll make it as a workflow. So this one I'll just say as dummy. It won't be employee name, so just dummy. Okay, so I have created this new port here in the transformation developer in my reusable transformation. I'll save it. Once I make any change in my reusable transformation, whichever mappings are using that reusable transformation, that changes will reflect. See, this is my first mapping where I'm using this reusable transformation. I get a new port here, creation date, right? Similarly, if I go to another mapping here also, I can see the changes. So I have created a creation date here. So what I'll do, I'll say it as to get the sys date. Done. So this is the change I wanted. So now I need not to change. If I have not used this reusable transformation, and in all my 50 mappings, if I have created the expression manually, and in future if there is a change, I have to go to each of those mappings expression and add this creation date logic in all those 50 places. Since this I can avoid now, because I have made this, since it's a common logic, I have made it as a reusable expression. So if I change it once, that reusable expression in my transformation developer, whichever mappings using that reusable transformation, everywhere it will reflect. So this creation date, I will link it to my target creation date in both the mappings now. Okay, so I'll save my work. I can refresh my both sessions, which is loading employee and department tables separately. If I go and check my target tables, now I have the creation date also loaded. Okay, so like this, if you feel if there are any logic which is kind of a repeatable and can be achieved using a single transformation, then that transformation I can make it reusable. Okay, so I told you this is one way of converting an existing transformation into a reusable transformation. How you can just click in your mapping, you can open that transformation and click on that property, make reusable. Second way is you can freshly create a transformation and make it reusable in your transformation developer itself. For example, if I create any transformations in this transformation developer, those will be considered as reusable transformations only. So in my transformation developer, I'll go to transformations tab. I'll say create. Here, whichever transformation I want to make it reusable, I can select it. Again, I'll select expression here. So I'll say expression trim spaces in input is something else, some meaningful name for what purpose I'm using this. Okay, so I'll in this expression, so if you see whatever transformations you create in this transformation developer, they will reflect here in the transformations tab, because whatever I see in the transformations folder, they're all reusable transformations. So here what I'll say, create two ports, one as input port, one as the output port. I'll say input, and I'll just give some name, input and output. So what I'll say in the output, I'll say as I want to trim the spaces here, L trim, then R trim of input. So whatever input I'm passing, in that I'm trimming the spaces. If there are any additional spaces on the left hand side and right hand side, I'm trimming. This is my logic. So this is kind of a common logic. So I want to trim the source records data. So there might be multiple sources we might be using. We might have created multiple mappings. So in every mapping, instead of adding the logic to trim the data, I have made that logic as reusable. So now what I'll do in my mappings, so this is another way of creating reusable transformations, and this you can use in your mappings, as many mappings you want. So I can just drag and drop here. So assume like employee name is something which might come with extra spaces, and while loading to the target, they say if there are any extra spaces, trim them before loading to target. Then what I'll do, I'll pass it to this expression, and the output of expression I'll take it to my employee name target. So like this, I can use my reusable transformations. So these are the two ways of creating reusable transformations. One, directly in your transformation developer, whatever transformations you create in your transformation developer, they will be considered as reusable transformations. And these reusable transformations, you can use it in as many mappings you want. In the reusable transformations, you cannot edit in the mapping level. Okay, you can edit them only in the transformation developer. You can drag and drop and you can modify your transformations, reusable transformations. So the another way of making an existing transformations, converting an existing transformation to reusable is, you can take any of the transformations, you can double click, you can see this property, make reusable. If you enable this particular transformation will be converted into a reusable, and it will go to your transformations folder. So you can't edit those reusable transformations in mapping, and you can do it in your transformation developer. That is about reusable transformation. So I think we will disconnect in another 15-20 seconds. So we'll reconnect again quickly. Okay. Guys, please go on mute. Okay, so that is about our reusable transformation. So in case if you feel that there is a logic which is a repetitive, and that logic can be achieved using a single transformation, that is important. Okay, if that logic can be achieved using a single transformation like we did now, I can make that logic, that transformation as a reusable, so that instead of coding the same thing again and again in different mappings, I can code it once and reuse it. That's what the name reusable transformation. Okay, hope it's clear. If you guys have any doubts, let me know on this, else we can proceed further. Okay, so the next, so we have covered source analyzer, target designer, now transformation developer, mapping designer. So we are left out with only one workspace now in our power center, that is maplet designer. So we'll discuss about maplet designer. So then what is maplet in Informatica? So coming to maplets. Okay, so what is maplets here? Again, it is also a reusable component. Like we discussed now about reusable transformations, mapping is also a reusable component. But what is the difference then? Maplet, it is a group of transformations used to achieve any business logic or calculations. That means, so till now, if my repetitive logic can be achieved using a single transformation, what I did, I made that transformation as a reusable, and I used that repetitive reusable transformation everywhere. But assume like there is a logic which is again a repetitive or a common logic, but that logic I can't achieve with a single transformation. In order to achieve that logic, I need more than one transformation. Then what we'll do, we'll use something called as maplets in such cases. So if there is a business logic or calculations which is repetitive, I want to use it in multiple places, I can create that logic in my maplet and I can reuse it. So it will have a group of transformations like I showed here. Okay, it can have any number of transformations, and this maplet again I can tell it as a active or passive. When it will be active, if all the transformations what you have used in the maplet are active transformations, then your maplet will also act as a active maplet. If any one of the, if again all the transformations in your maplet are passive transformations, whatever transformations you have used in your maplet are passive, then they will then your entire maplet will act as a passive. If all the transformations used are active, then your maplet acts as a active. Okay, so like my mapping, I know if I want to create a mapping, what I need a source, then I need a target. This is basic thing, right? To make a mapping as valid, and I need to have a link between my source and target. In addition, if I want to do some logic calculations, I will have a transformations in between. But minimum requirement is to have one source and one target and link them for a mapping. Similarly, for a maplet, we need something called as maplet input, and we need something called as maplet output. Okay, your maplet input will be your source and maplet output will be your target. In between those two, I can create as many transformations I want to achieve my logic. Okay, so let's try to create one maplet, and then we'll come back here so it will be more clear. So we'll take one scenario where I can make use of a maplet. So I have my employee table. So this is my employee table which has employee data, and in addition it has a department number to which the employee belongs to, and the department details are there in my department table, right? The department name and location. So my employee table doesn't have the department name, it has only the department number. So what we'll do, so we will use this department number of employee and do a lookup on my department table and try to get its respective department name and load it to my target. So my target is also having a section called department name. So in order to fill up this section, what I'll do a lookup using the employee department number in my department table. So this is one part. Second part, they also need to get the tax. If you see my target table, it is having a column called tax also. So I need to get a tax. So how can I get the tax? Based on the employee's salary, we'll apply some tax on his based on his salary and populate this target table tax field also. So two things I need to do now. So I need to get the department name to which the employee belongs to, and also I need to add some tax to the employee based on his salary. So in order to get the department name, I need to do a lookup on my department table. So for this, which transformation we use? We use a lookup transformation, right? And to calculate the tax based on salary, that is some mathematical calculation. Which transformation I can use? I can use the expression transformation. So this, assume like this logic is something common. So we need to, so we are getting employees working for different what regions. Okay, so different source files we are getting for employees working for different regions. So I have created for each regions, I have created different mapping, but this logic remains same. Okay, so instead of having this logic repetitively in each of mapping, I want to make it as a common one. So since I can't, instead of, this is a logic which can't be achieved with a single transformation, what I need to do, I need to make lookup also reusable and my tag expression also reusable. If you want, you can do like that as we discussed earlier. Otherwise, if it is a common calculation, like I told, I can make use of a maplet. So then how can I use a maplet to achieve this scenario? Let's see. So as I told you, for creating maplets in Informatica, we will go to a maplet designer. So what is maplet? It is a reusable transformation or it is a reusable component which will have a group of transformations to achieve any business logic or calculation. So maplets can be created in my maplet designer here. Okay, the fourth workspace. So here when I go to maplets, this maplets tab will be enabled submenu in the menu here. So I'll say maplets create. Naming convention is MPLT. Okay, for maplet, for mapping we say M underscore, right? Similarly for maplets we use the naming convention MPLT underscore the any meaningful name for what purpose you are using this maplet. So I will say get department number name tags for employee. So done. So this is what a maplet, how you can create a maplet. So the maplets will come in this folder, maplets folder. So the one which I have created here. Okay. So as I told, for a maplet, we need a maplet input and maplet output. So where we'll get it? In my transformation. So this is my maplet. I'll go to transformations tab. So it is again a type of transformation. So we have something called as maplet input here. Okay. I'll say maplet input only. Okay. Similarly, go to transformations, create and get your maplet output. Okay. So what ports I can add it in my maplet input? So how can I identify what ports I need? So what I want to achieve in this maplet now, I want to get the department name of the employee using my department number, using the department number port, and using the salary port, I need to get the tax, right? So in order to get these two fields, department name, I can get it from department number, and tax, I can get it from salary. So inputs, these will be the my output ports, department name and tax. And what will be the inputs for that? Department number and salary. So I will create two ports here. So I'll just name it. So first one as department number and second one as salary. So if you see the ports in the maplet inputs, they have no data types. No data types created for the ports in the maplet input. You can observe that there won't be any data types, and all ports will be treated as output ports. Why? Because this is the start of the maplet. So I cannot get so from this I will move the ports to the next level of my maplet. So all ports are declared as output ports here. There won't be any data type, and all the ports what you create in maplet input will be the output ports. Okay, so I'll say apply, I will say okay. Similarly, I'll create two ports in my maplet output. I'll say as department name and tax. So again, no data type in the maplet output also, and all these ports will be declared as input ports, because from my maplet I'll pass the data to this, and this will be the end of my maplet. So output port is disabled. Say apply, okay. So now I need to achieve the logic. So what I'll do, I know to get the department number, so sorry, to get the department name using department number, I need to do a lookup. So I'll create a lookup transformation. I'll say LKP underscore on department. So here I will take the department table. Okay. As my lookup. Okay. Then I will send this department number to my lookup. I'll just say and rename it as in underscore department number. In my condition, I'll say lookup table department number is equals to incoming department number, right? Okay, it says the data types for ports department number in department number do not match. So I'll go here and I will make sure the data types of both department number and incoming are same. So that is of decimal, and precision is also same 2. I'll say apply, okay. Then what is the output I want from a lookup? That is department name. I'll take it to my maplet. So one logic is done to get the department name. I need to get the salary based on the I need to get the tax based on employee salary. So which transformation I can use it to get it? I can use something expression transformation, expression. I'll set get tax, done. I'll take the salary here port as my input. Here I'll create one more. So salary is of, I think, yeah, if I go to my employee table, so salary is of 7,2. So decimal of 7,2. So I will use the same string data type here. Okay, I'll make it as input port, and I'll create one more port called tax. I'll make it output, and I'll add the logic for getting tax. I'll say salary assume like I want to add some 2% of tax to employee based on salary. This I will link it to my maplet. So my maplet is done. I'll say arrange all iconic. If you see the maplet here, so this looks similar to the image here. So it will have a maplet input, maplet output, and group of transformations. So in to achieve my logic, I have used only 2 transformations. So I might have as many transformations I want. Okay, and this maplet I can use it, reuse it in any of my mappings. Okay, so this is what how you can create your maplet. Then how can I reuse it in my mapping? So let me go back to my mapping here. So let me create a fresh one. So what is my source here now? Source is EMP table, employee table, and my target is my target EMP, right? So I will load everything from my source to my target. What will happen? Department and tax. So I know these things I have calculated in my maplet. So what I'll do, I won't recreate that logic again here, but I'll just go and use that maplet. So how can I use it? So I think maplet, let me save it. Okay, it's valid now. Come to mapping, so I can drag and drop my maplet here. Then see, this is how your maplet looks like in the transformation. So it tells what are
Not working.
yeah. Can you guys see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have created the maplet. So this is how it shows you in the mapping. So it just lists you the input ports what you have created in the maplet here, and what output ports what you have created in the maplet, like any other transformation. So I can link the ports now. So the department number from the source, I link it to maplet department number, and the salary to the maplet salary. Then it will go to the maplet. It will take those inputs. It will do the calculation. It will send the output to this maplet output ports that I can directly take it and to my target. Oh shit, I linked it to wrong port. So I'll save it. So my mapping is valid. So if I see this is how your maplet looks. Okay. Now if I go and refresh my mapping and rerun it, before rerunning, so if I go to mappings tab, so I'll truncate the data before load in my target, and in your transformations here, see this is how the maplet looks. So it will tell you the maplet name dot the number of transformations you have used there. Maplet dot expression dot underscore get tags, maplet dot lookup on department. So it gives you the number of, one second guys. So it tells you the list of transformations you have used. Lookup, we need to give the connect. Disconnected. Yeah. So where is, let me close the other one. Okay. Okay, so let me rerun it. Okay, it succeeded. If I go and check my target table, so I can see the department name also and the tax. Okay, like this I can use a maplet, and this maplet I can use in any of my mappings. If you feel this logic is repetitive, you can just use this maplet, drag and drop it. Okay, so and in your mapping, if I make it arrange all iconic, if I right click on the maplet, if I say open maplet, it will take you to the maplet where you can see the actual code, what was there in that maplet. Okay, from the mapping level, how to go to the maplet, you can right click on that maplet and you can say open maplet. So it will take you to the maplet code. There you can see what code was there in the maplet. And other thing is, in the mapping only, if you go to the mappings tab and say expand or unexpand, it will list down the list of maplets which are there in your mapping. So right now I have created only one maplet, so it is listing me that. So you can have n number of maplets in mapping. So you can select whichever maplets you want to expand. I'll select it and I'll say okay. Or you can also say select all maplets for expansion. Then it will expand that maplet logic, whatever was there within your mapping only. So this was the logic what we have created in the maplet, so that it is showing me here only, right? That maplet name dot expression name. So like that I can expand my maplet within the mapping. And again, if you want to unexpand, you can click on mappings and say unexpand. Okay, so like this in your mappings also, you will see if you are working on an already existing projects, you will see the usage of maplets also. It's just a reusable component within the mapping. So assume like one module is there which is something repetitive, so they will create that module within a maplet, and that maplet they will use it in, reuse it in as many mappings they want. Okay, so these are the two reusable components we have in our Power Center Designer: reusable transformation and maplet. Same thing we will discuss about in our workflow also, but in our Power Center, these are the two reusable components. One is the reusable transformations, how to make a transformation as reusable, or how to create a transformation as reusable and reuse it in multiple mappings. And another one is maplet, which is a reusable component with group of transformations. Okay, so this is about the maplets. Let me know if you guys have any doubts here. That's it about the maplets and reusable transformations. Any doubts, guys? Let me know. Or we are good for today. Tomorrow we will discuss about parameters and variables. So that will complete the things in the Power Center. Yeah. Any doubts, guys?
Sandesh, I just wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Just one. Yeah, I just wanted to ask. Has anyone installed Informatica on Windows 10?
I am using Windows 7. Is anyone else using, guys, Windows 10? Where you have installed Informatica, guys? Anyone has done?
Try to install it and there's my 10 machine, but it's not working.